What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Playoff Don. I'm back yet again with another video. And I want to talk about a certain NBA player who is getting they're getting some attention on Twitter. I'll just say that. I'm on Twitter a lot. I see a ton of opinions on different players every day. People have their guys that they love. People have their guys that they hate. There's a dude who he gets hate and he gets love, but he also gets some weird in between nuance area. That's like, it's just like, what is he? And the player is Ben Simmons. When Ben Simmons, I remember my uncle being over at the house and he was telling my dad about this crazy 6'10" point guard who was lighting up college, even though he really wasn't lighting it up at college. He was really good, but his team sucked. But I remember him telling me that, and I'm thinking like something like Magic Johnson, right? And he's like, yeah, something like Magic. So I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds lit. All right, I want to see him. And you hear the name Ben Simmons come up. You start learning about Simmons. He was taken number 1 overall, and I was incredibly hyped when he came into the league. He got hurt his first year, so he missed the whole 2016-17 season. And then he comes out his rookie year. Him and Embiid are together with a bunch of shooters like JJ Redick and Robert Covington and Dario Saric. They had Ilyasova and Bellinelli coming off the bench, and all those dudes fit in really well with Simmons and Embiid because they can all shoot and they're all smart players. And that team looked like next up. That team looked like it was coming. And Simmons was getting hype. I remember hyping up Simmons a little bit because he got the next LeBron the next LeBron James comparisons, which we need to stop. Whenever we see a big passer come out of college, we need to stop with the LeBron comparatives. Just like when we see a big 6'10" dude who's a little on the slimmer side, but who can shoot the basketball, we're comparing him to KD. We got to stop with that. But Simmons was getting LeBron comparisons because of the size, the strength, and the passing ability. And you can see the potential when you watch him play. And he's been kind of one of the more, dare I say, disappointing players in the league. Now, look, Ben Simmons is an awesome player. Like he's an awesome player. He makes a difference for that team. He is a great defender. He is a good, screen and roll player. He's versatile. He can defend maybe not all 5 positions, but most positions on the court. Again, he's an all NBA type defender. We already know he's an incredible passer. He is a monster in transition. When he gets the ball, when he grabs the rebound, everybody's running down the court. He is in just that 3 to 4 seconds of time, he is incredible in transition, coast to coast. He's phenomenal. He's a monster when he's running to the basket. You can't stop him. He does a lot of really good things. And, as far as we know, he's a good teammate. He doesn't clash with teammates. Dudes like playing with Ben Simmons because he has the pass first mindset. He is a playmaker. That's what he is. It's just, the thing is with Simmons, he just hasn't really improved since he's been in the league. Again, the 2017-18 season was kind of his rookie year. I call it his rookie year because that's the first year he played. And 2018, 2019, last year 2020, and then this year, he's made subtle improvements, like he's gotten more aggressive at times, but like overall, he just really has not improved very much. And you see the potential with Simmons, and it's like, why isn't he, that dude right now? Why isn't he anything like what Luka is, even though he has more physical gifts than Luka does? And I don't want to compare him to other players because that's just, that's not fair. Everyone is their own player, but it's like, you look at Simmons, right now he should mean a lot more in the NBA than what he does right now. He's it's just my thing with Simmons is, the 3-point shooting is what it is, even though he's barely taking threes, even though you can see he's starting to shoot a little bit more. He's starting to spot up a little bit more from three. And he's starting to shoot like one every like 3 or 4 games or so. He just airballed one. I feel bad for him. But I mean, who haven't, like, we've all airballed, right? It's a terrible feeling. But Simmons, my thing with him is like, he's not very aggressive. He's not. It's weird, right? It's weird because he does what he does, and he doesn't do what he knows he's not good at, right? And that's a good thing. That is a smart NBA player. I don't know. He's just kind of it's so weird, man. It's so weird. And it's not just black and white. It's, there's a nuance with this. He is really good, but I think Simmons is best fit to have a team built around him and a bunch of dudes who fit well with what he does. That's another thing with Simmons, is I don't know how great he fits with other dominant ball handlers, with other dudes who need to take shots. Because I think Simmons at his best is a guy who makes every basketball decision for 40 minutes. I think that's him at his best. But at the same time, you ask yourself, is that really gonna get you that far? Because of the limitations he has as far as like shooting, aggressiveness, free throw shooting, he's always been abysmal with. He hasn't really developed much of a low post game. He just doesn't take a lot of shots. And he can be a better scorer because he's 6'10" and he's a freaking monster. And he's also weird with the positions. We don't know if he's a point guard or if he is just a big forward, right? Maybe he's just a big forward and he needs another point guard, and maybe he just needs to screen and roll and, catch alley-oops and all that stuff. But then you wouldn't be using his ball handling abilities. He's such a weird player. He is just such a weird player. I know I'm dancing around here. I'm not really coming up with answers. It's just, I watch Simmons play and I just want more from him. Like the 14 points, 11 boards and 9 assists. They're cool with the great defense. It's very, very cool. But for what he gets paid and for where people rank him in the league, you watch him play and he's really good, but it's just like, can he ever be like the guy? Can he ever be the guy? And he was hyped up to be that. He was hyped up to be, the next man up, like the second coming. And again, maybe he needs his own team, but I don't even know if that would lead to, like a second round playoff appearance. My main problem with him is he just hasn't really taken steps to get better. He's just kind of been who he is since he's came in the league. Can you really like ask yourself, is he really much different than from when he got drafted? Nope, still the same problems. He's starting to shoot a little bit more from three, but it's nothing to write home about. I guess he's a better defender. He's taking defense more seriously. But his game doesn't fit, well with others too much. He's clashed with Embiid. I'm sure there's other players who he would fit better with than he does with Embiid, but would he still fit great with those players? I feel like there was a time, even last season, I believe, when Embiid went down. Embiid was down for a couple weeks, and it was just Simmons. It was just Simmons, with no Embiid, and he looked awesome, But just my thing is aggressiveness. I feel like he should be the second option on that team, and he's just not. And, as hyped up as he was, and for as long as he's been in the league, I feel like it's fair to ask that of him now, and he just isn't. And I don't know if he's ever going to get to that point, ever going to get to that crazy potential that he has. And it's just kind of frustrating. It's just, I know you can be such a greater impact than you are right now. I don't know. I still hold out hope for Ben Simmons because I think he's a ridiculous talent. But I feel like he's too talented to do like what Draymond Green does. I feel like he should be better than that. And that's where I'll leave it. But let me know what y'all think. That's just some thoughts on Simmons, because he is still a super intriguing player. I'm shocked that the Rockets chose. I'm kind of stunned that the Rockets chose, 8 picks and Victor instead of Ben Simmons, because even though Simmons, he's not where we want him to be yet, he's still an awesome young talent, and he would have been the best offer for Houston. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, just let me know what y'all think. Those are just my thoughts on Simmons. Kind of frustrating, kind of disappointing. Tons of potential, but it's just not totally been utilized yet. And I don't know if it ever will be. But yeah. One more time, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Help me out. Trying to get this channel popping. Trying to make Playoff Don a household name. So yeah. Shout out to Joel Embiid, who's been killing it, by the way. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.